Welcome to the Strategy Mob Podcast. Tune in for everything you need to know to stay in the know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
Like building a community, developing out your brand, it's a journey, right? This is not it's not a race. It doesn't have a beginning and an end. Okay, it is just literally an ongoing thing, and I find that even in the last. My hardcore commitment to content's probably been in the last 3 years. And so I had 2 years of 2 years of the agency before then, and then a bunch of time in the dealerships even before then. But it's only in the last 3 years. So I'll tell you when I got serious about it. So I got serious about it, and I did exactly what you just said. I got really nervous about how it was going to look. Mm-hmm. I went out and bought this green screen. And I went out and bought this big expensive camera. And I ordered these big expensive lights from China. It took 6 weeks to come in. And, I bet you probably it was like 3 months of just like putting this room together and all this stuff. And then I get in there and I look at the camera and I'm just, and it was atrocious. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to go into this green screen room every single day and we're going to make this amazing content. And then I realized I got to run a freaking business. This is horrible. This isn't going to work. And literally that same day, I gave up on the whole thing. Whatever, $6,000 I lost on it or whatever it is. We ended up using the equipment later, but still. I went out and bought a GoPro, mounted it, the little suction cup mount, stuck it in my car. Because I was on the road so much, I just drove. And as I was driving, I was doing what you were doing. I was documenting. Something came up in my head. I just reached up, hit the little record button, and just talked. And, that was kind of the beginning of it. But I find that that's the key to kind of creating the content. It's just hitting the red button, just getting started. All of our initial content looks horrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gosh, I like to bring this up to a lot of people because I'm 48. So social media for me, I'm on that kind of curve, that line where there was no social media. Obviously, when I was growing up, when I was in high school, I guess not even in college. So I'm self-taught with all of this, with creating content and copy and headlines and hashtags and doing video. But at the end of the day, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you sell. If you believe in it, you're always selling one thing. And this can apply to anybody. I don't care if you're selling a car, if you're selling makeup, if you're selling this freaking microphone, right? You're selling the person hope that life will be better than it was before they got that product. So if you always remember that, and that's where I started going with my content, right? And a lot of times you're like, oh man, I'm repeating myself. You need to repeat yourself because people,
100%.
I don't remember the number, but it's something like people have to hear the same thing like 7 to 10 times before they'll even think about, connecting with you. They need to hear that consistent message from you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Strategy Mob Podcast with your host, Jason Harris. Don't want to miss new content? Be sure to sign up to be a mobster at strategymob.com to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.